All right, there. We are joining the action late. I just want to do a couple of innings of Fall Classic Baseball and my 1959 Milwaukee Braves replay. So it's a darn good game. Score right now, I believe, is 3-1. We're in the top of the seventh. There are two outs. Joe Adcock walked. He's on first. And Joe Morgan is at the plate. They brought in the left-hander Taylor Phillips, who has ace stuff, so they'll try to push him a little bit extra. And let's roll. All right, that's going to be a 51. That's an error check with a 20. Pretty high to be an error against a shortstop. Chico Fernandez. So it's a bouncer to Chico Fernandez, and he will handle this. Yeah, he's only an 8 at shortstop. 20 is way higher than an 8, so he'll field it. Goes to second for the force, and that retires the side. So no runs, no hits, a walk, one left, and we move to the bottom of the seventh inning. That's right, Joe Morgan played in this with this team in 1959. Just had a few at bats, but that's an interesting note. All right, so you're watching the replay baseball interface. Very easy to use. It's a one-click system versus the Stratomatic, which I also use and have for seasons that replay doesn't have. But that's a multiple click for outs, especially if they're outs with runners on base, and it's a grounder. Yikes. But, it has a lot of features as well that are worthy. So, you can't really, it's got its strengths and its weaknesses. But if you just want to input dice, and that's really the main thing you want to do, you want to replay seasons, replay teams, and input dice, I would go with replay. But that's not what this video is about. Let's continue playing Fall Classic. And it's going to be the bottom of the seventh inning. Bob Buell, his batter's faces are 35. And so he's going to face Willie Jones, Sparky Anderson, and Carl Sawarski, the catcher. Willie Jones is 0 for 2. Anderson is 1 for 2. And Sawarski is 1 for 1 with a walk. So let's see if Bob Buell can continue to pitch well. He struggled a little bit in the beginning of the season. He's had 5 starts. He's 31 innings pitched. He has a 4.30 ERA. He's 2-3. But he's improved on all that today. He's done very well. So I will pull him if I find that he starts getting in trouble. I'm not going to let him get beat up again or hammered again here. All right, so Willie Jones. Let's see if we can get Willie Jones out. And it's a 54. That's a 54 chart check, which is fly ball to right field, and they're going to check for the error, but that's an 18. That's way too high. Aaron is going to make that play in right for out number 1. So that works out for Buell. 1 away. Sparky Anderson next. Another right-handed hitter. He's 1 for 2. He singled in his last at bat, and he won't single here. Here he's going to bounce out to the third baseman, picked up by Eddie Matthews, and on target to first base. 2 down. And here's Carl Sawarski. He's a left-handed hitter against the righty Buell. Buell checks the sign and sets winds and deals. That's a 24. That's generally a hit-by-pitch number. And let's see, his hit-by-pitch modifier is -2. That becomes a 1, but we rolled a 1, so that's going to be Sawarski getting hit by the pitch. And now, you know what? Double switch. So with the left fielder. Let's see if we can get this thing out real quick. All right, so it's Bob Bowman batting with a runner on first, and that would be, of course, the tying run at the plate. Bowman came in on a double switch when we brought in Phillips to pitch. All right, so let's Bob Buell. This is his 27th batter. He can go 35, so he still has got some endurance left. There's a pitch, and that's going to be a 55, which is, Bowman's not a great player. That's going to be bounced to second baseman, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and 1 left. And we move to the top of the 8th inning. It's going to be Crandall, Logan, Del Crandall, Johnny Logan, and Bob Buell. We may see a pinch hitter from Buell. Not totally sure. We'll see what happens. But Taylor Phillips, an A pitcher, he's in there. And here's Del Crandall. And that was a Bowman ground to second. And here's a pitch. And that's a 66, 1-14. That's a deep drive off the bat of Crandall to left field. Back goes Bowman to the warning track, looks up, and that's gone. Home run, Del Crandall. And it's 4-1 now. 4-1 Braves. Braves record is, let's quickly check, 21-15. They've been in a slump lately, actually. Winning 1, losing 2, winning 1, losing 2 for about a week. So they're 21-15. And Crandall launches one out of the park. 4-1 now. Here's Johnny Logan. 56, and that should be a strikeout, and it is. He swings and misses, had a curveball. Now it's the pitcher, Buell, and you know what? We're going to let Buell try to see if he can get through this game. I always push for that. 21, that's a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Phillips after the home run. So he's reaching back for a little extra here to try to make up for it. And here's Bill Bruton. Bruton has 2 for 4 today. How's he doing in the batting? 317, and in reality batted 289. So doing a little bit better than he, about 20 some odd points better than he did. But you know, it's a fluctuation. I could have a guy batting 50 points better than he did, and all of a sudden he's batting 20 points less than what he did, and you know, it fluctuates. It's just the dice. You know, that's going to be a 43, and a 43 will be a bouncer to second. Easy play for Sparky Anderson, and he throws out Bruton. All right, here's Bob Buell. Let's see how far Bob Buell can get. He's faced 27 batters. We're in the bottom of the 8th, but we do have guys in the bullpen for sure, ready to roll. So we're not going to let him get into too much trouble. And he's going to get through the first batter on a fly ball, a hard hit fly ball, but right at the left fielder, Wes Covington. 1 down. One thing about Fall Classic, you're going to get a good variety of outs. I think it's probably the best variety of outs that I've seen in any game. You know, in a given inning, you have plenty of different things happening. You know, some games pop up to third base, pop up to third base, pop up to third base, or there's no line drives, or there's no pop-ups, or you know, whatever, or there's too many ground outs to the catcher, too many little numbers in front of the plate. But not this game. This game has a good, realistic balance. And it's all pretty interesting. Designed very well, all based on a D20. So once you memorize the D20, and it's pretty easy because if it ends on a 4, it's probably the second base. If it ends on a 3, it's either third base or first base. If it ends on a 7, left field, 8, center field, 9, right field. So it's pretty easy. It's common. It's too intuitive, right? It's just how you keep score on the scorecard. Here's Chico Fernandez, who's 0 for 3. He's flied out twice and grounded out. Flied out once to right, once to left, and then grounded out to the third baseman. That's a 41. That should be a base on balls, and it is. So he takes ball 4, and Fernandez heads down to first base. So the tying run is on deck. Philly is at the plate. Wally Post on deck. Wally Post has a little bit of power. Let's see. He does. He hit 22 home runs. So we don't want to let Phillips get on there. That may be it. We're going to have a short leash on Buell because he has struggled. You know, I would let him go a little bit deeper had he had a really good 5 first starts of the season. But in this case, I'm just going to pull him. We've had a couple of guys warming up in the bullpen. And let's see what we got in the bullpen. Let's quickly just click on Buell, and that'll give us, we can bring in McMahon. Now, none of these guys have really great whips, except for Bob Rush, who I bring in like ultra close games. This is still not that close. My main guy is McMahon, who I'm going to bring in here. All right. Let's grab him real quickly. Just wanted to show you. I try to first go with the guys who pitch the most, And then, of course, if they pitch too much, like if I'm at 1/4 of the season, they've already used up half their time, then I'll slow down using them. So I kind of go that way. So here's McMahon. He's coming in. We're going to roll to see what kind of stuff he has. I don't know yet. Now, I was thinking you could roll in the bullpen. I mean, you could see what kind of stuff he has in the bullpen. You would know before he gets to the mound, right? Because you're watching him in the bullpen. You got a pitching coach out there. You got a catcher out there. You got a couple other players out there, and say, man, his slider or curveball is really moving, or his fastball is really popping, or something like that, and that would be the equivalent of stuff. So you would see that. So haven't done that yet, but I think that would work for sure. Don McMahon, let's roll it, and he will be a B. So that works. There could be a rule in this game too that when you come in the first batter you face, if there's an out, like you're an A, if it's to the same side. In this case, he's a switch hitter. He'll be batting lefty, but if it's to the same side, you could make a rule that would be an interesting rule. I'm going to bring that up on the Delphi site as well. All right, so let's do this. Score's 4-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Braves at Philadelphia at Connie Mack Stadium. This is 1959. That's right. I'm not even born yet. 1959. I feel like I've been around for centuries. And all right, let's do this. And that's going to be a 31. That's a bad luck number. Oh, let's fix this. This is a mess. Because that's usually a hit. That's almost an automatic hit against everybody. It's a ground ball up the middle. And let's see how far the runner will advance on this. We're going to pull a card, and runner holds. So now you got exactly what you don't want to happen. All right. So it's a single by Philly, who's now 2 for 4 on the day. And here comes Wally Post. He's probably the main power hitter on the Philadelphia Phillies. And McMahon does not give up many home runs, so that's a big advantage. If you see that, he did not give up a lot of home runs in the 59 season. So that on a 65, that'll save us, but it's not going to save us on a 66. So let's see what happens here. 4-1, 2 men on. The power hitter for the Phillies at the plate. And McMahon checks in with Del Crandall for the sign. He shakes him off, doesn't like what he sees. And now he does. And he puts one down the pike, see what happens. And that's a 55, and that is going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. 1 run comes in. Let's see what happens. And the other run, if W or A arm in left field, Covington, I believe, is an A arm. I can almost guarantee it. In left field, he is an A arm. So both runs will score, 4-3 now. And at second base with a 2-run double is Wally Post. Yikes. So far this has backfired. This has backfired for us so far. Wally Post. So we brought in McMahon, and McMahon allows a hit and then a double, a single and then a double, and now it's a 4-3 ball game. So it's going to be the pitcher spot, and we're going to have to pinch hit here. And who we're going to bring into pinch hit? Let's check and see what we got available, what we got going here. All right, we got a lefty, Boucher. He's a pretty good hitter. We're going to bring him in. Let me pull him. Get all the players with this game. So if you want to, there's Boucher, Ed Boucher, and Ed Boucher. He's a first baseman. So let's see. We're going to need a left field. No, we're going to need a pitcher, so that's fine. All right. So Boucher's coming in to pinch hit. And we're going to do the 8th. Oh. And there he is, Ed Boucher, the lefty, versus Don McMahon. You know what we could do? what we can do, we would be putting the go-ahead run on if we walk Boucher, but we could set up the double play that way. Willie Jones is next. What does he look like? All right, we're going to intentionally, something I never do, but I'm going to do it here. I'm going to intentionally walk Boucher to face Willie Jones, a righty. See if this backfires. It may backfire, and that's what are you going to do? All right, here goes. Here's the pitch to Willie Jones. We're looking for the double to turn the double play here. And that is a 56, and that's going to be a strikeout. Big K for Don McMahon. Willie Jones chase a ball. I was moving away, and that's a big second out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, a 4-3 ball game. The go-ahead run is on at first base. And now up next is Sparky Anderson. Sparky Anderson up next, and see if we can get out of this inning. So a big strikeout for Don McMahon. After an intentional walk, puts the go-ahead run on base, something I don't believe in doing, but every so often I'll make that exception. Let's see if it works or it doesn't work. Sparky Anderson will tell us. And that's going to be a 61, and that's a swing and a miss. Struck him out, back-to-back Ks. So it does work. We luck out. They pick up 2 runs on 2 hits, and it's a 4-3 ball game. We go to the top of the 9th here, and we're going to need a new pitcher. So back-to-back Ks, and McMahon comes up big after allowing a couple of hits. And who are we going to bring in? See, he's got almost half his. We're not at half point of the season yet, but if we don't have anybody else, Gomez is. I'm going to bring in Gomez. If he gets in trouble, we'll bring somebody else in, but I can't just use the best pitchers all the time. Or they're not even the best, but I can't use the main pitchers all the time. Sometimes they aren't the best. I try to kind of balance it out. But I will bring them in when I have to. If this next pitcher, Gomez, gets in trouble, and even a little bit of trouble, I'll bring in the other guys. And also it depends what kind of stuff Gomez is going to have, right? If he has really good stuff, I'll push him a little bit deeper. If he has terrible stuff, I'll pull him after 1 or 2 batters. And that's going to be a 7, so he will have his B stuff. All right. So we're going to set this up. It's easier. The reason I do these yellow pieces is because it makes it easier to read, focus on the column that you're using. I mean, it's easy. Just get Post-its. I get them from my work. Just every so often I go by a desk and just pop it into my pocket. And that's borrowing stuff. They borrow a lot of stuff from me. So it's just back and forth, give and take. I don't need many. Maybe, I don't know, one little set every 6 months or so. Eddie Matthews, top of the 9th. Matthews today. Matthews has been in a little bit of a slump. Matthews batting 289. His actual batting average was 306. So he's been a little bit, but he was batting 330, 340, but he's been in a little bit of a slump lately. Let's see. He's 1 for 4 today, so let's see if we can get a hit here. That'll help us out. We want to get some insurance. And that's going to be a 12, which would be a ball 4. So Matthews contributes, and he walks. You know, walk is as good as a hit, right? Walk is as good as a hit. I don't know why I'm doing all this right now. Don't need to do that, but... All right, here's Hank Aaron. He's probably the toughest batter they have, the Braves have, and he's been in a slump as well. He's batting 310, but he's been in a terrible slump. Was batting 360, 370, and in actuality batted 355, so he had a real superstar season. Hank Aaron, holy smokes. All right, so here's Reuben Gomez facing Hank Aaron. Now, if Hank Aaron gets on, we're pulling Gomez. But Gomez is not looking that bad. I mean, he's on his B stuff, and it doesn't seem like a terrible column. I've seen worse. A 64, that'll be an out. Ooh, that's going to be a double play. That's going to go 4-6-3, and they turn it. Big ground ball double play for the Phillies. Yes, sirree. Runner on first. Unless it's a 1, it's a double play. So Wes Covington now. Wes Covington today is 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. He reached in the first inning on a hit by pitch. He's batting .242, and he's a .279 hitter. Again, another guy who's in a slump. The whole team just has not been hitting in the last 10 games. Everybody was batting over 300 earlier, but so here's a pitch from Reuben Gomez to Wes Covington, and that's going to be a 15. It'll be bounced to first base. First baseman steps on the bag. That's Philly steps on the bag ahead of Covington, and that retires the side. So unfortunately, we don't get that insurance run, and we go into the bottom of the ninth. No runs, no hits, a walk, none left in that inning. And we go into the bottom of the ninth. We go into the bottom of the ninth in a 4-3 ball game. It's the bottom of the order. We're going to have Sawatsky, Bowman, and Ashburn against Don McMahon. See what happens. Here's a pitch to Sawatsky. It's a 34, and that's going to be line base hit to right. So Sawatsky is on, but he's slow, so we're going to do a pinch runner. I put a little X. So we're going to get a pinch runner for him. Let's see who that's going to be. And we're going to bring in a guy named Freeze. And he should be an A or an F. Freeze. Mr. Freeze. All right, hold on a second. All right, so Joe Copy's going to run. He's an F, and that gives us an advantage. So we're going to use him to run. And it's going to be Bowman, who's going to bunt. Actually, he's not a great bunter. And he's on left field. Let me see if I can find somebody to pinch hit. He's not really a good hitter, this Bowman character. So, no, we're not going with Freeze here. We're going to go back. We're going to undo the sub, and we're going to bring in Copy instead. Copy's better runner. And then we do have Hannabrick. That's how you pronounce that name. They taught me the other day, Hannabrick. He's a lefty. He would be good to bring in. And his positions, he plays the outfield. So we're gonna bring in Hannabrick to bat. I think he would be a better hitter here for the Phillies. We want to give the Phillies the best possible chance to tie this up. So Hannabrick is going to come in. Pinch hitter in the ninth. And let's do it. So here is McMahon versus Hannabrick. And that is a 13, which will be an out to fly ball left field. Over is Covington. And he makes the catch. Go to the top of the order now. And it's going to be Richie Ashburn. He's a left-handed hitter. Ashburn batted .266, 1 home run, 16 doubles, 2 triples, 20 RBIs. Wow. He played the whole season, 153 games. He had 20 RBIs. My goodness. He had 80 walks, so he did get on base. 80 walks, 150 hits. Excuse me. All right, so time runs on at first base, and Copy can fly. and Richie Ashburn. Not a big fan of a hit and run because we lose hits on hit and runs. We get some hits sometimes on grounders, but then we lose hits. So not always the best thing, but it does keep us out of the double play, which would not be a bad thing. So let's do it. There goes a runner, and that's a 14, and that'll be a fly ball to center field. So back to the bag. We'll go Copy, and he's on at first. There's 2 outs now, so the Braves are 1 out away from victory here. The question is, can McMahon get Chico Fernandez? Fernandez today is 0 for 3 with a walk. Not a great hitter, but we can't do too much more here with pinch hitters. I don't know if we have position players to fill in all the spots, so I can't go too crazy. Let me see what I got here on the bench. I got Freeze. All right, do I have another shortstop? I could bring in Freeze, who is a better hitter. So I'm going to bring in Freeze to pinch hit for this bum Fernandez. So let's grab that. His name's going to be Gene Freeze. He's a right-handed hitter. Mr. Freeze is what I call him. So he's going to pinch hit in the 9th. And then he would stay into play the position if that it came to that. All right, so I've done everything I can to help the Phillies tie this game. McMahon is still in there. McMahon can go 9, and he's gone 7. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's gone 8. So this is pretty much his last batter, or after he can go 9, and then, of course, until he can continue until he gives up an out. But we could bring in Rush here, but we're gonna stay with McMahon. Here's the pitch, and that is a 32, and that will be a blank, an out, be a fly ball center field. Over is Bill Bruton, and he settles under it, makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Braves win it by a score of 4-3. The Braves had 1. So that big hit was Del Crandall's home run in the top of the 8th inning. But you wouldn't have known it, right? They were winning 4-1 at that point after that, or 3-1, 4-1 with the home run. So that's 3 hits, 4, 5 hits, 6, 7, 8 hits. So it's 4, 8, and 0 against 3, 6, and 2. So the win's going to go to Bob Buell. He'll be 3-3. And McMahon picks up his 4th save. The loss is going to go to Cardwell. He's 1-1. And that's about it. So I'm going to play a bunch more games today. So I'm not going to stream them all. I'll stream one just to give you guys a taste. And I will write up some others. Check out the Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. That's a Facebook group for guys that hate Facebook groups. You'll like this one. And that's it. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, Triumph Fall Classic Baseball. It's got over 100 seasons. It's got all the players, plays beautifully, very smoothly. It's got everything a baseball game should have, and the stats are very, very accurate, extremely accurate in so many different areas. Thanks. Take care, guys.